use the given information to find the exact value. So this is a hard one. Give me cosine of alpha is -4/5 and alpha is in quadrant 3. Sine of beta is root 21 over 5 and beta is in quadrant 2. Find the cosine of alpha plus beta. A lot of work here. First, we got to make two whole triangles. One of them for alpha and then another one for beta. So let's make an alpha triangle down here. And so I'll go like this. So this will be alpha. It's in quadrant 3. So, and we always go to the x-axis. So that's the first thing. So quadrant 3, make your triangle, always go. So step 1, triangle to the x-axis, alpha at the center. So I'm going to put my alpha angle right there. And then cosine, remember step 2 is SOHCAHTOA. So remember cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So this is adjacent and hypotenuse. So from alpha, this is the one opposite. This is the adjacent side, and this is the hypotenuse. So 4 is the adjacent, so this must be 4. 5 is the hypotenuse. So now we can find the opposite, step 3, by the Pythag. A squared plus b squared is c squared. So this will be the a, the b, and the c. So 4 squared plus b squared is 5 squared. If you remember this one, it's got to be 3. I don't know if you remember the 3, 4, 5 triangle. So we're solving here. Subtract 16. And what do we get? B squared is 9. See how it's going to work. Root it. Rooting cancels squaring. B is 3. So this side is 3. So now we've got the whole alpha triangle, except for the signs. Let's put in the right signs. Remember, from the origin, it's back and down. So negative and negative. Watch the signs, really important. Both of those are negative because it's left and down. They're both negative. Now, let's go over to the other side and do a whole beta triangle. Do the same thing again for beta. That's in quadrant 2, as it says. So quadrant 2, make a triangle, and again, go to the x-axis when you do it. Always to the x-axis, right? Triangle to the x-axis. Alpha, in this case beta, at the center. Therefore, this is the opposite side, the adjacent side, and the hypotenuse. Okay, so, and this is sine, SOHCAHTOA. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, right? This must be opposite over hypotenuse. So opposite must be root 21. Hypotenuse must be 5. And then we do the Pythag. A squared plus b squared is c squared. So root 21 squared plus b squared is 5 squared. The root 21 cancels. The square and the root cancel. 21 plus b squared is 25. So subtract 21 from both sides there. Cancels out. So b squared is 4. That's nice. Root it, cancels. So b is just 2. So this side is 2, this side's root 21, this side's 5. Now let's get the signs right though. Remember now from the origin this is left and up. So negative 2 and positive root 21. The hypotenuses are always positive. That's positive, that's positive. Okay, so now we've got our alpha triangle, we've got our beta triangle. Now we're ready to finish the problem. Here was the question we've been asked all along. So let's put a box around this thing and let's take it down here. Cosine of alpha plus beta. We need a little more room there. Okay, so cosine of alpha plus beta. Write it right here. Now, what's the formula for this is where you get to the cosine of two angles added formula. It's cosine, cosine, sine, sine, and you go alpha. You just put them in order: alpha, beta, and cosine is not our friend. That's what my old friend used to say. He switches signs on us, so we put a negative there in the middle. He changes the sign. Okay, so there we go. There's what we need to do. So we can go get all those parts now, one at a time. Anything alpha is coming from the alpha triangle. Anything beta is coming from the beta triangle over here. So here we go. So let's start with the alpha facts. Cosine alpha. What is the cosine of alpha? Well, in fact, what I should do is just find cosine and sine for both these. Cosine alpha. What's cosine? Cosine, remember SOHCAHTOA, adjacent over hypotenuse. It's going to be adjacent, -4, over hypotenuse, 5. Adjacent over hypotenuse. So there's cosine of alpha. And what is sine of alpha? Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite, -3. Over hypotenuse, 5. Opposite over hypotenuse. There's sine. So we got those, so we can say, okay, cosine alpha, -4/5, minus sine alpha is negative, oops, not writing so well there, -3/5. Watch all the signs here, right? Maybe it'd be helpful if I changed the color for clarity. So there's that minus sign right there, and then there's sine alpha, there's cosine alpha. Now let's go get sine and cosine of beta. So coming up to our little beta triangle, we do it over here. What's going to be the, if I have room, let me do it right over here. What's going to be the sine of beta? Well, you know, again, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So opposite over hypotenuse, root 21 over 5, opposite over hypotenuse. And what's the cosine of beta? Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent over hypotenuse, -2 over 5. -2 over 5, adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay, so now we can plug those in. Cosine of beta right here. Cosine of beta is -2/5. And sine of beta, root 21 over 5. Okay. Whew, we're getting close. Now, negative times negative is positive 8. 4 times 2 is 8. 25ths. Negative times negative is positive 3 root 21 over 5. 3 root 21 over 5. Okay, so this is a difficult question. So, where are we at now? So, do we have answers that we can go for now? Let's see. So putting those together, that's 8 plus 3 root 21 over 25. There it is. Answer A. We got it. That was a lot of work.